Hi Aries, it is CJ from CJ Soul Messages, here to do your weekly general reading from March 7th to about the 13th of March 2022. It's not going to resonate with every one of you guys, so please just take what does and leave the rest for someone else, as it is a not one-to-one reading here. As well as we are just going to be doing a 3-card spread. I'll pull a few oracles to begin with, and we'll see what the week is shaping up to look like, what's going on with you. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of your support for my channel. It means a lot. All right, Leo, let's get into your reading here. All right. Let's get an animal, divine animal oracle for our beautiful fire sign, Leo, the lion. March 13th the 7th to the 13th. Wow, I cannot believe how fast time is going. All right, let's just get the energy here. 1 card, please. This one, thank you. Butterfly, the soul. Wow, feels very much like this could be a very powerful week for you, Leo. Thinking of butterflies, it's all about transitions, right? It's all about this transformation, this moving from one thing to another, but it is deeply connected to your soul. Transformations can take a place in our mind, it can take place in our physical body, it can take place in our emotions, but it also can take place on all levels, meaning the soul level. Something changing in the overall energy of how you are feeling this week. We'll dive a little bit more into it, but all right, let's get now a Moonology card and see what's going on for you. Leo, March 7th to the 13th. Nothing is yet set in stone. Wow. Colors on these 2 cards, Leo, are very similar too, and I'm going to show it to you. It's a time to give rather than take is new moon in Virgo on the bottom. Interesting, we do have a full moon in Virgo coming up on March 18th. That'll be more the next week kind of read, but as you know, time is fluid, so it could be speaking about this week. There could be something you're transforming in. Maybe you're deciding to help some other people out a little bit more this next week. Rather than, receiving things, I'm feeling like you might be opening up, Leo. You are a very generous sign. You may be actually extending some help to other people that might be needing something more, and you're able to give it to them. That's really kind of a strong energy I'm picking up here. But let's take a look at these 2 cards. I just want you to see the colors. The colors are so similar here. Very blue, greenish kind of energy. And nothing is set in stone. Mutual moon. So very much indicating here that how you move forward in this next week is really going to determine this transformation that is going to be happening for you. You actually may be helping someone else transform as well. Like I said, it's a time of giving rather than receiving. Let's get into the tarot and see what this is about for you. All right. I will be using my Light Seers deck, clarifying with my Fountain deck. So, for those of you that are interested. I also do have it in the description, all the decks I do use, in case you are inclined to maybe do a little bit more research on the decks that I do use. All right, we're going to get 3 cards here. All right, 3 cards. Leo, there's 2. Wow. Oh my God, Leo, this is amazing. You got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles that came out. So right away, I'm instantly feeling like this is something to do with a relationship. Could be a marriage, but it's 2 people because they are paired, King and Queen of Pentacles. All right, let's get one more card here. Okay, that one's fast. Wow, 4 of Swords. All right, we're going to dive into this a little bit. Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Okay, Leo, transformation time, as I said. I'm just going to move this a little bit closer. All right. All right, let's begin. It feels like this is a relationship that has been in a committed relationship or was in a committed relationship. As we dive deeper, we'll see what it's really talking about. But I need you to look at the way that they are not looking at each other. The Queen and the King of Pentacles are actually both in different directions. She's looking, she is looking this way, and he's going the opposite way. So I don't feel like this partnership, this connection, whoever these two people are, I do feel one of them is you. I do not feel like they are married anymore or committed together anymore in that way, just the way the cards came out. Queen and King of Pentacles, although very beautiful energy, that is our earth element. So maybe you're dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or even a Capricorn here. But they are both, they're energies of power, of calm power, though, grounded power. They have a lot of money. They're not fearful of their pentacles, of not having enough. They have enough tangible things for them. And they're both uniquely confident in their own self. You know, she's sitting here just completely relaxed, at peace with who she is, confident, comfortable, not cocky, but just very, very confident in herself. And so is he. But they are not looking at each other the way the cards came out. So I do not feel like this is I just don't feel like it's a love reading of these two people together. I don't feel like you are in a committed relationship with whoever the other person is here. And it is kind of confirming because we do have the Four of Swords underneath. So I feel at one time there was some kind of connection here, probably a very deeply rooted commitment with one another. Something happened along the way. I feel like it has fallen apart. It has broken apart. Both still feel very independent in their own self, but they're no longer communicating the way that they once did. And there was something obviously that happened in the past that caused the breakdown, breakup, however it may apply, because the Four of Swords is indicating that there was a need to take some time out and to heal. Look at the heart. It's outside of her body here. She can't even handle having it in there, because in her heart, in her body, because it's too painful. So she needs to separate her emotions. She, he, this is not a gender specific read, if I can get my words together. I'm kind of feeling flustered a bit with the energy, so bear with me. But there's a need for, probably both parties have had to take a major break or have decided to go the opposite direction here. And there's been healing that is needed to happen. And I do feel like the healing is, how can I say this? I don't feel like this is recent. I feel like this, for the majority of you guys, whatever this is, whoever this other person is, I feel like this happened a while ago. You know, it could be a couple of months ago, but what I mean is I'm not picking up like this just happened in the last few days. But there's a transformation that is happening here. And it is one that is involving you, because we have butterflies all over this card. And it is the number 28, which reduces down to 1, which is the Magician card in tarot, right? So with the butterflies all around here, there is this huge transformation going on this week, or I'll say the potential for a huge transformation to happen, some kind of healing to come in, maybe so that these two people can coexist together, so that the healing can be solid, and so that maybe there's some forgiveness that comes in here, because it says nothing is yet set in stone. Now, for some of you Leos, if you're interested, and this is about a love connection that you had that is broken down, you know, maybe that is you're needing to do some kind of transformation. Perhaps you need to give a little bit more to the other person if you're interested in reconnecting, because the nothing is set in stone here is, in some ways, and like this isn't going to be for all Leos, it's almost indicating here that if the two people wanted to come back together, and this could be even a partnership, it doesn't have to be romantic love, right? We have all different kinds of relationships. But if there is a way for the two of you to come back together for whatever purpose that is, hopefully for the highest purpose of each person, nothing is set in stone yet. There is room for negotiations to happen. There is room for conversations to happen. And there's room for healing to happen if that is needed. Just want to repeat again, a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. And, you know, some of you Leos, maybe you're on the cusp of Virgo. Could very well be. But it's a new moon. And when you think about a new moon is basically a blank page. It's the opportunity to wipe everything off the chalkboard, off the notepad. It is a time to release everything that is no longer serving you and to make room to do things a different way if you so choose to. Underneath that, it does say, what do you need to release? So, Leo, some of you might need to be releasing some anger, maybe some bitterness, maybe some deep hurt feelings that the other person might have done to you in regards to this reading. Give me 1 second. All of a sudden I'm getting very dry in my mouth. I need to have some water. Thank you. Okay, bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. So you see, there is this possibility to come right back together. Perhaps not, like I said, perhaps it's not meaning in a romantic way. Maybe you have shared children, maybe you share property, maybe you share a business together. But there is a way for you both to be able to communicate again, to release the pain that once was there or may still be lingering, because you have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. And this is that promise of a brand new start, a new way to do things, a new way to communicate with each other, even though it is the Pentacles, which is more about the material things, but it is also representing our self-confidence, our self-worth too. So with this being on the bottom of the deck, there is a possibility to have a brand new start, probably in a brand new way, relating to each other in a completely new way. I mean, if this was a marriage or some kind of deeply committed relationship, perhaps now moving forth, it is more just about being friends and being able to make choices that are going to be good for both of you, financially, family-wise, personal-wise, you know. Underneath that Five of Wands, there obviously was a lot of fighting, drama, between whoever these two people are, and I do feel like one of them is representing you and the other is representing the other partner in whatever realm that is. So let's get in a little bit deeper to see if we can get some clarification. As I was picking up, I really feel like this week could be a very transformative, almost like just kind of a relief week. Like if there's been baggage that you've been holding on to, if there's been pain that you've been holding on to, if there has been anger, resentment, etc., all of those kind of things, there is this shift possible this week that there's a releasing happening if you want it. Very important for me to keep saying that, if you want it, because everyone has their own free will to do whatever they want. I'm not suggesting if someone treated you like absolute shit in the past that you should open the door again. I'm not saying that at all. But it is really important for us as people to, if there's been a lot of pain in the past, a lot of betrayal, just, you know, all that kind of stuff that can really rip your heart into two. If that is there and we hold on to it, it actually hinders and hurts us more than it does do good for us. So, you know, when they talk about forgiving, we forgive for ourselves. We don't forgive so much for the other person. And we don't ever have to forget either. You can carry the memories, learn the lesson, but really important, if you can over time, to release any kind of anger and, you know, just negative energy, because it actually can poison ourselves in these situations. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get a clarifier for the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. But we'll start with the Queen of Pentacles. Definitely a breakdown somewhere here. You both just, maybe you haven't even been communicating, because it's so evident the way that they're both looking in opposite directions. So maybe you haven't been able to communicate for a long time, and this is the week where it can change. It can actually transform so that there can be better communication. And Leo, you know, you are a very giving sign here, and perhaps you can be the bigger person if you need to. Not saying you have to, but maybe you need to be able to make the first move here in whatever needs to happen. Not always the easiest, especially if you're not the one that caused whatever breakdown happened. All right, let's go Queen of Pentacles. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. What else can we get from that? This card, thank you. Six of Wands. Okay, so Six of Wands, again, your fire, it's your element because it's fire, but Six of Wands is the energy of working really hard at something and actually taking some time out to recognize how much you've grown, how far you've come. Others perhaps recognizing your successes. You know, if this is about a breakdown of a relationship, perhaps you have been really working hard to bring some kind of peace and balance back into it. And it is saying, you know, good job. You know, it's not the end. yet, but you are putting in the work, and it seems to be like you're getting recognized for it. Hence why this transformation may be happening for you. You know, the divine or whatever energy you believe in, maybe recognizing that you've worked really hard at trying to bring this healing in, and therefore you're getting recognized. It just feels like things are going to be smoothing out, depending on what choice you make here. Let's get one for the King of Pentacles. Oh, that one, thank you. There we go, your card, the Sun. Beautiful, look at this. This is like, I feel like, this doesn't feel, I just feel like things are really going to be calming down over this next week for you regarding whoever this is. It could even be someone you work with, a co-worker. I instinctively, when I see a king and a queen of the same suit, I do feel usually that is more of a deeper committed relationship, or was at one point. But this doesn't have to be just love at all. I feel like the two of you and this other person, are both growing in your own way. The Sun is clarifying the King of Pentacles, which is things are getting better, things are getting clear, things are getting more joyful and happier and freedom. I just keep feeling this freedom energy coming through. And so it is a beautiful, it just feels very healing this week. Okay, let's get a clarifier on the Four of Swords. I just feel like something is transforming this week. By next week, you're going to feel a lot better if you haven't been feeling very great lately. I'm just going to keep shuffling because I just didn't quite feel that one strong enough. There we go. Thank you. Knight of Wands, clarifying the Four of Swords. So it is really very much like there's this timeout, there's this break. Ace of Swords underneath the deck. There's you and this other person. I don't feel like there's more people going that it's involving. I really feel like it's you and someone else. You have a connection. There has been a connection. I do even want to say it was a deep-rooted connection because she has roots coming off underneath her headdress. And it stopped working the way it maybe did work at one time, but it's almost like you and the other person have taken time out. And time out, that could be years, you know, but somehow you're both deciding to kind of come together here in order to have peace, in order to have some happiness and some joyfulness. Six of Wands is also a victory kind of card here. So we've got, you know, and the Sun is like a victory card. So it's almost like both of you have grown so much that you're able to actually see the bigger picture and not stay focused on the negativity or whatever was breaking down. Knight of Wands is clarifying the Four of Swords, and I like that for clarifying the Four of Swords because it's literally saying to me, after you both have taken some time out, you regroup and you're able to say, okay, you know what, we might not ever see eye to eye on everything. We may never ever have that kind of close relationship on that level ever again, but that's okay. We can at least still coexist. We can still have respect for each other, and we can try and move forward in a much more positive way. And Knight of Wands is all about that, taking that movement. Wands is all about our actions, you know, it can be about our careers, for sure. So this could be involving some kind of career move that's happening, and some healing that's going on. But this is movement. This is solid movement forward, knowing now which direction to go in and where you want to get to. Bottom of the deck, again, it's like this new way of communicating with this other person. Ace of Swords. You know, that's two aces you have, the Ace of Pentacles and now the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is about, it's air, so it's how we think, how we speak, how we communicate with others, how we talk to ourselves. It's all that stuff that's logical. Ace of Swords is saying that you've learnt, the two of you, or you have learnt how to communicate exactly your truth, what it is you want, and it's in a different way. It's not the Five of Wands energy. It's no longer this drama, conflict, arguing, that kind of stuff. It isn't. It's more decisive, clear, concise, and it's a new beginning of communicating with each other. So I like that. And underneath that is the Six of Swords. Wow, beautiful. So what was once really hard, difficult, maybe we couldn't even speak to each other without it turning into harsh words or arguments, it's changing. Six of Swords is moving away from all of that shitty stuff to something smoother. You might not know where it's going to end up, But you know it is heading into calmer waters, is what I'm going to say. And underneath that, at one time, oops, wow, gosh, so many aces here. At one time, that's exactly what I was feeling. There was a Ten of Cups moment between the two of you. Again, does not have to be about love, right? Romance. This could be, again, it could be between two best friends that had a huge fight and caused ripples and you haven't spoken for a long time. You know, place the energy where it may fit for you. Ten of Cups, though, is at one time there was a nice partnership going on. And it was quite balanced. Something happened, broke it down, right? And it probably will never go back to exactly however it was. I don't feel that at all. But I do feel that there's an opportunity to clear the air, wipe the slate clean, forgive each other, and move forward. And, you know, if you can, Leo, you know, you can be the bigger person because you are just, you're such a beautiful energy. It might take you having to make that first move. It might take you having to say, hey, I'm sorry for this before the other person. That might make the other person then decide, oh shit, you know, I need to take my ownership in this too. And then the healing begins and then things adjust. Important to let go of things that no longer serve us. And it, like, again, I just want to keep reiterating this. This does not mean that the relationship comes back to ever how it ever once was. I'm not feeling that, but I do feel this need that there's a healing that has to happen or should happen so that you and the other person can move forward on your own journey. And just to allow some healing to come in here. Okay, let's see. What else do I want to do? I'm going to pull, I think I'll get one out of Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see what this deck has to say. Just feels like a healing week, if you want it, you know? You know your life, and you know whether this is going to make sense to you or not. If it doesn't make sense to you, Leo, it is not your reading. That's just that simple. Okay, let's get one final card out of the Wisdom of the Oracle for our beautiful Leos regarding this reading. Thank you. Breathe. Wow. Breathe. I like this because this is just reminding you, this is about finding that peace. You know, you might not know how things are going to turn out. It might be kind of stressful to have a conversation with someone, especially if there was a lot of arguments in the past and maybe there was just no communication going on. But remember to center yourself. Breathe. Things will be healing. Again, a lot of water, a lot of blue in your reading here. So I just feel like this is a very positive thing for you to be able to do. Not so much for the other person, Leo, really for yourself, so that you can be free and you can let go and start again on a different path, probably with different people. Bottom of the deck, come to the edge. Wow, I like that. Come to the edge. That is about taking that chance, taking that risk. Come to the edge, say what you need to say. With the Ace of Swords here and the Six of Swords. Say what you need to say. Clear the air so that you can be free and start fresh again in whatever direction you are wanting to head in. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I think this is a nice reading for you, Leo. I hope there was something in here that helps you or at the very least maybe answers something for you. Please leave me a like. Remember to leave me a comment. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Thank you for your subs. I appreciate it. And I wish you a beautiful week. So we'll see you next time. Take care.